2, Caveworm. I'm gonna call this Caveworm's Cretinous Cuts. Caveworm is my nickname amongst people that I hold dear. It has been for a long time, so I'm Caveworm. And cheers to all the YouTubers that I've kept in contact with. All throughout the years, and you didn't want to make this video. But before I keep gabbing on, I'll say what's playing in the background. It's a split from the band's Caveworm and Gallagher. I don't know, it's got like a reversible cover. You'll have to excuse the glare in all of this. I'm using a shitty Handycam, but it has a split album cover like this. Caveworm, Gallagher. It was put out by Northern Silence out of Germany. I don't even know if that label or any of these bands are still even around. But as you can hear, or if you can hear in the background, let me know if it's not loud enough or too loud. Good black metal. I like all kinds of metal mostly. Not really a power metal guy. I can respect the musicianship to a point, but when it gets too cheesy and artificially happy, like to where it gets like pop music, I can't do that. But I digress. So I'm gonna use this top 20 album covers as a way to kind of get in this YT VCLT. I feel almost obliged to be a part of that at this point. That stutter was a tribute to Wyatt. And keep doing you, buddy. Come back anytime. So, top 20 album covers. No particular order. Doesn't always necessarily have to reflect on my thoughts on the contents of the album inside. Got some CDs, got some vinyl. I mean, I've become a vinyl guy because of all of you. Straight up. I wouldn't even give a shit. And these CDs are, I haven't gotten around to getting it on vinyl yet, or it's an arm and a leg to get on vinyl. Without further ado, let me take another drink. Some Deschutes Blackwood Porter out of a Hammerheart snifter. I don't know if you can see that on the glass. There's the Hammerheart insignia. Got a buddy that lives right by the brewery. Did some trading on Beer Advocate. Hopefully I'll be able to make it out there sometime and maybe run into Ben or Austin or somebody of the United States black metal echelons. Anyways, my first video. You gotta let me like. Alright, so let's keep going. Actually, you know what? I'll do vinyl first. Get that out of the way. So here, got a cow decapitation with human ore. Metal blades, pressing. metal blade. Nice gatefold there. Now the thing with this, back before MySpace, when you had to be real fucking underground, you only knew about bands from zines. I'm 26, by the way, so I don't have anything to really say about true underground, quote unquote. But the stores are up around here. They would always carry this publication called the Cleveland Scene, and it always had this music section, and it would tell you about upcoming shows around Cleveland. Cleveland's about an hour from me. Maybe not even that, 45 minutes. I'm about 20 minutes from Akron, 10 from Canton. So, in the Cleveland Scene, tells you about upcoming shows. It has interviews with bands and their little side blurbs about like what so-and-so recommends for a summer day playlist, or you know, somebody's famous recipe that they're known for, you know, something like that, some little personal touch. Well, some way, somehow, hey, listen to that. Squeeze the little oranges. In that Cleveland Scene zine, they had an article and interview with Cattle Decapitation to hype up their show in Cleveland, which I didn't get to go to. I was like 12 or 13. That's when I really started getting into this kind of music. And it was around the release of Humanoid, 2003. And it showed the cover, and they explained why, and you know, they stated their reasonings for being vegans and their stances against animal rights. You know, that kind of made me think at that age that, you know, there's alternative lifestyles and you don't have to be a steak and beer or America kind of guy, which a lot of people that live around me are, and I ain't mad at them for that. You know, wherever you live, there's gonna be assholes and there's gonna be cool people. So anyways, in that Cleveland Scene article and interview with Cattle Decapitation about Humanoid, and to hype up their show, that, you know, when they're playing to promote that, they had, I believe, either Travis Ryan's or Josh Elmore's recipe on that little side blurb bar for vegan pad thai, I believe. And it was, they called it something like, you know, like almost like the name of one of their songs, basically. And just all of that, and actually hearing the music at school and study hall. This is where a lot of people heard things for the first time when they're supposed to be doing their homework and doing their research projects. But that was a common thing. Good job. Okay, enough of my babbling. Next we got a picture disc. Already showing how much of a plebe I am. It's a Bathory album, but it's not the one you think it would be. It's Return of Darkness and Evil. And a nice poem, the song titles on the back. You know, when it's a really crazy ass storm, this is one of my favorite albums to put on. Especially late spring, early summer. When it's just boom. Old Man's Child, Born in the Flickering. Not that fucking bad. The real artwork. Doctor said, you know how Ted does it? Old Man's Child, one of the first black metal bands I heard. I actually had a split with them and Jimmy Borgir, and that was called The Devil's Path and In the Shades of Light. And I got that at fucking Walmart of all places. For whatever reason, I don't know how or what or who, I know why. It was a prophecy. Yeah, I vape. I was up to 3 packs a day. I don't want to be on an oxygen tank before I'm 30, so fuck it. But yeah, that Walmart, they sold metal CDs, which I'll show you more. But like Ben Brain Smasher already had pontificated on one of his videos where I believe he got this the same week I did, and I was like, it's Old Man's Child section. Hang on, let me take another drink. Excuse me. And like he said, I'm just gonna echo chamber what he said, more or less. That sound on this album, Born in the Flickering, that kind of was also on that split with Jimmy Borgir. I think it was the year before, and then that next year they released Born in the Flicker. Yeah, great stuff. I even liked Vermin. Not even gonna lie. Next, you guys already all know. I mean, what else is there to be said that hasn't already been said? I got that book, Choosing Death, when I was 15. Fucked my world up in all the best ways. Read about Chuck. I got the CD, but if I had the CD and also happen to have the LP, I'm going to show the LP so you can see the artwork better. So many times, me and my friend Corey, who you will see in future videos, he and I and his younger brother Damien is skateboarding in my driveway in the middle of fucking nowhere to that album. Next we got one of the first vinyls I ever bought. Impaled Elastic Gasp. 10 Crimes Press. The place I got this at, down in a town called Yellow Springs, Ohio. Alleged to be the hometown of comedian Dave Chappelle. It's about kind of between Dayton and Xenia. Xenia being the place of reference for Gummo. Yeah. And the record store I got this Impaled album, well, I would never have thought in a million years they would have anything like that. Because Yellow Springs is more or less a hippie town. I mean, they have whole health foods and Eastern mysticism storefronts, not just a little shop, like a whole entire store. So I did not expect to find an Impaled record in the record store in Yellow Springs. I'd like to be some punk rock. Sample this while in the streets. And what I like about this cover is you see all different kinds of punks. See the unity. You know, you got the crusties and the rude boys and the street punks, lame punks, while in the streets together. First time I ever heard that track, the album title, I couldn't have been more than 11. I had this Tony Hawk's skateboarding trick tips DVD, and the introductory sequence on that had Wild in the Streets playing on it. And it just Cannibal Corpse. Not everyone's usual candidate. And Back to Life. Metal Blades. Not the back on the crap shit. But you know, by all means, if that's the only way you have to get it on vinyl, so be it. But if you have a way out of that and you can get a more officialized, authorized pressing, do that. So yeah, Even Back to Life. That was one of the first death metal albums I bought with my own money. 13 years old. Got it at the Borders, up around the Belden Village area, with my mummy. She drove me up there. So I would always get Borders gift cards. Christmas. And I would go get CDs with it. And that just, how could I not? I mean, look at this guy. To me, that was probably the equivalent to, you know, people in their 40s or older when they first saw Eddie. You just were sucked right in. Well, I mean, I said yes. Now I know a lot of people show Tomb and Mutilated because admittedly that is more of a brutal cover, but I have more nostalgia with Even Back to Life because I heard that years before Tombs in its entirety. You know, I heard Hammer Smash Face when I was a child on Ace Ventura, like a lot of us did. Obligatory ambient track and black metal. This next one is the jam. Here we got Bastille Holocaust with Temple of Damnation. It's put out by Crush Until Madness Productions out of Medina, Ohio. I don't even know, I do not think that label exists anymore. So if anyone knows what happened or who was behind it or if they have anything in backstock, let me know. But this cover, I mean, look at this. You got this goat guy jacking off on a throne. Oh, the record just flew out. Hooray! We got a whole orgiastic, depraved scene of demonic acts. And the vocalist to this band is a female who is cool with this type of artwork, apparently. It's just one of those covers that's so like outrageous. You know, this is more of a black metal Cannibal Corpse, if you will. And then we got a completely non-metal cover. Mike Seatown will appreciate this. About atmosphere lately after the Southsiders release, but yeah, that album, Mike already said already what there is to be said. You know, I don't need to be in the echo chamber for people that have been doing this for years. This is my first fucking video. So those were the vinyls of this list I'm going to show you. First metal album period I ever bought with my own money. Little kid. Again, how could I not? That's when I first started getting into the boobies, and I thought, ooh. Did not know about Ozzy, did not know about Sabbath, didn't know about any of that. Blind bought on the artwork. Here we are now. Not really an album. First released by Carcass I got. Again, this was a blind buy. I just saw this picture. You know, Jeff and the guys. Saw these song titles. I mean, for fuck's sake. How could you not? Again. Genital Grinder. I was like 14. I was laughing my ass off. Chanel, you and I had a conversation about this a few weeks ago. Again, this was one of the very first death metal albums I ever heard. Featuring violinist Jesper. I believe he's no longer with At the Gates. I bought that based on the abstractedness of the cover. in the picture of these guys, you know, I seen them, they had the long hair, so I knew they had to be metal. Kingdom Gone, I knew that had to be metal. ...2003 Digipack release. I believe you played a video if you put it in your computer. Which I doubt they do with CDs anymore. Which I already hate good enough. I gotta take more sips of this Bruce Canelli. Again, not an album, a compilation. Grind Madness at the BBC. Seen better days. But I mean, these are just undisputed classics, and all of their classic eras. And have you ever listened to these? They are almost sometimes better, or if not actually better, than the albums in which these songs were recorded on, these Peel sessions. And on the complete opposite of sounding good, I wouldn't shake his hand if I ever met him. I don't agree with the fucking anything that he says about his stances on anything. But guy did make some legendary releases. That was one of the first albums I bought off of the internet. Amazon gift card. When I was a kid, didn't have a job. I remember the day I got this. I shit you not, it was snowing like hell. Put this on in my room. Saw the snow falling out of my window. Sold. Well, you know, I'm gonna have to double dip Carcass. Come on. This booklet I would take to school, stow it in my trapper, pull out of the trapper at lunchtime, put it in my pocket, sit down at my cafeteria table with all my cohorts, and have poetry reading corner, and read the lyrics aloud in this sophisticated accents. And after each song I'll be, well, would you say so? Or we would just die. It's great. I know it sounds like microwave Euro gestation sonically, but it's more nostalgia for me. And another Bill Steer associated act. Come on. Again, choosing death, which was an integral part of me discovering all of these essentials. I remember reading about how at the Mermaid where Napalm would frequent every weekend. at the floorboards from all the way back of the hall against the wall, all the way up to the door. You could feel the floorboards